Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And it is time for another one of the Monday Talks. But this one is going to be kind of a mailbag Monday because in this envelope and this box, coming from Julie Farnham and a combination of Julie Farnham and Daryl Giordano, because this is Spinach Day, winnings, goodness. Don't really know what else to call it, but I did not, if you remember back the March the 1st, let us go back to, 2.5 weeks ago, the Great Spinach Day Hunt. Obviously, congratulations to Canadian Card Breakers CCB pulling the goose, winning the entire thing. But I, with the Barry Larkin, hold on, let me actually just find it. It was right there. But the Barry Larkin fabric tag framed mini relic numbered out of 10. We'll just put that up there because, one, it's just beautiful, and two, it's the reason for this. I was lucky enough to win the separate little race for the best non-chase card, and I believe that was it. So there's going to be prizes from Daryl Giordano and some stuff from Julie Farnham. This one I'm very much looking forward to because when I saw this was up, I'm like, ooh, that's going to be a very interesting prize. And it absolutely is, because now I am the proud owner of a fantastic copy of Images in Sports, the American League, the early years. And that's going to be, one, interesting because, obviously, I love history stuff. And I love this series. I've seen, these series of books, like the history books, and there's just all kinds of amazing stuff. Look at that. Pictures, text, history, the Tigers roar, shout out Lisa Z. And this is going to be good. I think that, you know what? There you go. There's a book review. The book review on the history of the American League, the early years. And granted, pardon me, when I was growing up until 1997, when they decided interleague play should be a thing, Pittsburgh was a National League city. So other than if I watched the World Series on television or the occasional game that would just be on TV, I never saw... The first time I ever saw an American League team play in person was 2003, and it was a rematch between Boston and Pittsburgh. It was a rematch of the first World Series, which had been held 100 years prior in 1903. Here's the kicker. That was the first time in 100 years that Pittsburgh and Boston played against each other in baseball, and more to the point, the first time the Boston Red Sox had ever played the Pittsburgh Pirates, because when they won the World Series in 1903, they were the Boston Americans. There's going to be, I guarantee you that's going to be touched on in here, and I cannot wait to get into this. I love history. I love books. This is the combination of two things. And that was just the first part of what came from Daryl and Julie. And now we get into the box, and okay, here's the note, because Julie explained something, but we have the note. 2025, Zach. Huge congrats on your epic A&G hunt pull. Here are the prizes from Daryl, plus something special from Tuna, your friends Julie, JD, and Tuna, and who is our cat friend. Oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful cat. Oh, which we winner of the week. Zeus, a Maine Coon named Zeus. That is a rather fitting name. Zeus shall remain with us because he is adorable. And now, I'm going to try to remember. I think. Oh, okay, that is the Star Quest set. I think these are from Julie. 1 second, I'm actually going to double check and see exactly what she told me, because, my memory is just terrible. Okay, I'm back. Because there was something in specific she mentioned. Now, this is from Daryl. She said there was some top loaders that she had sent, so I'm going to assume that that is it. But then she also said there was an unusual tin that she had never seen open before. And I'm very curious as to what that is. Oh, and this is all the stuff from Daryl we've got. Now, on the back here, this is the Upper Deck Star Quest set, which is a very cool set. We've got the 2004 update MLB. I've never seen this one before, but this is the update set. And this, obviously, is coming from Daryl, the man with the... We all want to see the warehouse. I'm just going to throw it out there. We all want to see the warehouse. Every single one of us wants to see the warehouse. Because look at this. And then we got... Ooh, nice big fat pack of Upper Deck Extended Series. I do like Extended Series. What do we got here? This is 1994 Leaf, Gold Leaf rookie set. God, beg pardon? What are... Oh, look at these. I don't think I've ever seen these. We got Martin Brodeur, Chris Osgood, Rob Niedermeyer. Anybody else only think of the Animal House when they see his name? Douglas C. Niedermeyer, Jason Arnott, Alexei Yashin, Chris Gratton, Alex Daigle, Michael Renberg, Boris Mironov. These are beautiful. Pronger, let's go. Derek Plant, Pat Peake, Jason Allison, Brian Smolinski. I like Brian Smolinski. And Jocelyn Thibault in the Nordiques. This is a cool set. Cool set. Ooh! 2021 update. Let's go. That's going to be fun. And again, much like the hockey that I did against Julie Farnham, JD, and Tuna, I haven't opened like actual cards from the Big Four sports in a while. So this is going to be awesome. Plus we got this. Now let's take a look. I got to look at the Star Quest because I haven't seen this stuff in ages, and I never actually had packs of it. I only came across a couple cards here and there. You go there. Oh, and this is such a beautiful set. The Great One. How do you start off any better? Pavel Bure, Patrick Waugh, the Dominator, Teemu Solani, Sergei Samsonov. This is a loaded set. Brian Leach, Saku Koivu, Brendan Shanahan, Alexei Yashin, Joe Sakic, Patrick Eliash, Theo Fleury, shout out John, Peter Bondra, John Leclerc, Yager! Yager goes there. Eddie the Eagle, Stevie Y, Matt Sundin, Peter Forsberg. It's a massive set. Ray Bork, shout out Barry, Brett Hull, Martin Brodeur, shout out Rip, and shout out Frank, Mike Madonna, shout out Tony, Paul Correa, Tony Amante, Mike Johnson, Eric Lindros, Mark Messier, and Keith Kachuk. That is a fantastic set. So yeah, okay, so we're going to have a lot of stuff from Daryl to do. Now, actually, I want to pause a moment, because with it being St. Patrick's Day, and me being, the kind of always into history, also, by the way, is Super Mario from Tuna. Now, Tuna has some good taste because, I've seen other sets, like similar sets in different sports, but I've never seen a hockey one, nor has it been Mario. That is going to be fun in just a moment. But, with it being St. Patrick's Day, there's all kinds of, the myths and everything. Well, it's like, St. Patrick's Day isn't really a holiday in Ireland. Well, kind of not the way that Americans do it, especially Chicago and Boston and all the other very Irish-heavy, the Irish-heavy ethnicities. So Chicago, Boston, places like that. They, obviously, they're dyeing the freaking river green, the green beer, this and that. But interestingly, did you know that everybody wearing green today, because a lot of you are, technically, it's the wrong color. I know that green is always associated with St. Patrick's Day, you know, the Emerald Isle, shamrocks, whatnot. However, the color traditionally associated with Ireland back in the day, it was one of their oldest heraldic symbols, is blue. Weirdly enough, blue. In fact, the kind of sky blue shade that St. Patrick himself would wear constantly from accounts is called St. Patrick's blue. Obviously, when the shamrock became the national emblem and really the St. Patrick's Day started, the first St. Patrick's Day in America was in 1762. It's been around a long time. Also, no. St. Patrick, now, if I'm correct, which I'm usually not, in Irish, because St. Patrick himself, also not Irish. He was actually British by birth, technically Roman because they were the ones controlling Britain at the time when he was born. But his story was he was captured into slavery by Irish pirates. But if I'm not mistaken, how the Irish version of Patrick, I think it's like the golfer. It's spelled Padraig. It looks like Padraig, but I think, and if anybody knows for a fact in the comments, correct me, I believe it's pronounced Podrig in Irish. But also, one more thing as we get into there's going to be some big time top loaders from Julie Farm. Oh, she told me about this one. We're going to get to that in a minute. He didn't drive the snakes from Ireland. You know why? There were never snakes in Ireland. But I just love digging into like the little history things, and especially when it's something that's so completely opposite of what you would think. It's almost like this blue here from the Chicago flag. Ironically, the Chicago flag, the big the big Irish haven in the United States, that is very similar to what St. Patrick's blue would be, that kind of sky blue. Maybe that's where they took it from, or it could be just coincidence. Either way, just some fun little factoids. And I love that. I love just throwing in little bits and pieces of history. But let's get in. She had told me about this. The scale of the universe. These are from, what was this, 2020? Some Upper Deck, I can't recall which. But I like this. The scale of the universe. And this is Uranus. Get your minds out the gutter. Maiden's World of Wax, mainly. Approximate radius, 15,759 miles. Approximate radius. That would be half of it. So the full diameter of it would be almost 30, would be over 31,000 miles. That's massive. Uranus is half the size of Saturn, but is still an incredibly unique planet. Known as the sideways planet due to it rotating on its side, Uranus was the first planet to be discovered with a telescope. I actually did not know that. William Herschel discovered it in 1781, but thought it was only a large comet. It has an ice giant classification, as it is made primarily of frozen materials. This is awesome. I love space stuff. Also, and I'm sorry, space is terrifying. Space in the ocean, terrifying. Here we go. We've got the celestial. These are gorgeous. Huge LGQ. Pardon me. At the time of its discovery, the large quasar group, LQG, I'm with the reading, was the largest structure in the observable universe. Made up of 73 quasars, the entire group stretches over 4 billion light years across. I'd like to put that into perspective, but I don't think I know how to. Other than that is huge, like solar system big. And now more of the just how do you truly explain just how awesome, to use the word awesome in its proper form, to inspire awe. The late, great Dick Butkus on to Bears. One of the few players, I'd have to double check, but one of the few players to actually win Defensive Player of the Year from a losing team. God, he was good. That This one, thank you, Julie. I asked for this one specifically because Ken Anderson is signing again. He is and it's right there. It's right because of that helmet right there. The man does not get the appreciation he deserves for being as good a quarterback as he was, especially in the 1980s. Like, if you look at his stats, he was one of the best quarterbacks in the 1980s. But no respect, no Hall of Fame, absolutely should be, and a good TTMer. That is going out very, very soon, probably today. Pickens, let's see what happens, because I know the football video that's coming up Wednesday, a battle between Julie Farnham and myself. I kind of talked about free agency. At the time I recorded it, Justin Fields was still courting the Jets, although now he is signed with the Jets. But DK Metcalf is there. We'll see what happens with this kid. But I will say this, for the first time since, I couldn't even guess, maybe Plaxico Burress, the first run Plaxico had, the Steelers now have a proper number one wide receiver in DK Metcalf. You are not a number one receiver, young man. I don't know. I hope that with the addition of DK Metcalf, he kind of realizes, maybe I should calm down, be a little more of a team player. We'll see. All I know is Mason Rudolph has returned, and I would much rather have him than Aaron Rodgers. No one wants Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers needs to go away. That is all. Roger Worley, why does that name ring a massive bell? Massive bell. One of the greatest defensive stars in the Cardinals St. Louis era. Worley played his entire 14-year career with the club. Here's what one of his greatest rivals had to say about him. The term shutdown corner originated with Roger Worley. Said Roger Staubach. That's a good one. There wasn't a better cornerback I played against. I love the old 2-bar face mask as well. And I love the fact, they're putting the legends in there. And more to the point, you look at, the Ken Anderson compared to the George Pickens, they don't look that out of place. At a quick glance, you would think, oh, it's a, Cincinnati Bengals quarterback. But then if you look at it closer, you see the 2-bar helmet, the longer sleeve jerseys. I love the fact they're putting the older guys in there. Who we got here? Trevor Daly, let's go. The Penguins? I don't know. Man, I just don't. I want them to be good, man. They should be good. They have the talent, but the talent's kind of old. It's really sad to say, but, Crosby's still amazing, but he's getting old. Malkin hit 1,200 games. He's getting old. Letang, he's getting old. Tristan Jarry sucks. Mike Sullivan should have been fired 5 years ago. Come on, Penguins. The Steelers have already broken my soul for the past 8 years. It'd be nice if the Penguins could pick up a little slack because, let's be honest, between you, me, and the grand piano over there, the Pirates will never, ever, ever do anything. Ever. As long as Nutting is in charge, the Pirates will never do anything. And our God, that is a beauty. I loved the playing cards that the Goodwin champions did. And we got the Ace of Diamonds, Tiger Woods. That is stunning. And this is the wonder and fantastical nature that is Julie Farnham. Look at the stuff. Look at all the stuff. Plus, and we're going to, you know what? It's already a 20-minute long video. Let's have it a little more. This one, we're going to open up the pack of extended series from Daryl Giordano. Let's see, so it's 2021. Who were the young guns in 2021? I don't remember, but let's find out together. And then we're going to get into the tin, and I'm going to let you guys go about the rest of your St. Patrick's Day. And we got the Fatty Pack plus TTM Fuel. All right. Well, let's get in. Let's just see what in the world we got. Radko Gudas from the Panthers. We got Cal Clutterbuck. Joey Decord. I think I got him to sign. Elias Anderson. Yoop. Michael Scarbosa. Yep. I was like, is that a C or a G? Jack Studnicka. There we go. Shout out John Burgess. Matthew Kachuk. We got the Flames. Jordan Binnington. Divisive. Cody Eakin. Love that logo. One of the best logos in sports right there. Alex Galchenyuk. Lucas Wallmark. Zach Whitecloud. Ooh, here we go. We got the retro Jack Eichel. Then of the Sabres. Now of, I think he's still in Vegas. Casey Cizikas. I'm sorry. Pierre-Luc Dubois. Daniel Sprong. Almost said Strong, but Sprong is a great name. Eric Stahl. He's going to have to get signed just for the name. We got Trevor Lewis. Mark Jankowski. You still in Pittsburgh? I don't know. It's been 3 years. Anthony Duclair. Nicholas Roy. Mark Giordano. Craig Smith. Matthew Benning. Josh Brown. Scott Mayfield. And these are, like I say, I love the Fat Pack. And this is a good design. This is a really good design for TTMs. A lot of clean space. Like look at all that ice back there. Oh, these are going to be great. And I know there's a couple guys that have signed in the past. We'll see. We'll see. But it's looking more and more like you got to wait for the guys to retire anymore because, man, Upper Deck and Tops and Fanatics are throwing a lot of money around to these kids. Now, the tin, and I have never, ever seen a hockey one of these, let alone a Mario Lemieux one. Because, yeah, real metal, yeah, because I have seen baseball ones, but never in my life. So what is it, actually? So it's 5 Mario Lemieux all-metal collector trading cards. Metallic impressions. I was going to say, I do remember these. Why metallic impressions? Durable. Well, they're made of metal. And these are great. And yes, these are... Here. They are metal. Super Mario. And there's stuff on the back. They don't call him Super Mario for nothing. Mario Lemieux came back to hockey full-time for the 95-96 season after 2 years of battling Hodgkin's disease and various ailments. Except for a game off here and there, Lemieux remained strong the entire season and put up the big numbers to prove it. Yes, he did. And that is a great shot. And I like that logo better. I still don't know why, for a brief period, the NHL went through that phase where the logo had to be like that. There we go. Looking... I don't know. I don't know what the look of that would be. Oops. After a rigorous off-season conditioning program, Mario Lemieux came out of the box smoking in 95-96. He averaged better than a goal a game through the early stages of the season. Lemieux had more multiple goal games than any other NHL player and once scored 4 goals. All the experts agree Super Mario was never better. And like I've said in the past, man, the late 80s and into the 90s, the absolute best time for hockey. Like you had all the Soviet countries had started to defect and come over. So you were getting to see a lot of the Russians. You got to see, the Czechs. A lot of the Europeans were coming over, and it just introduced a whole other layer of hockey. And it's been amazing ever since. Super Mario, these are just stunning looking cards. We got here. There was really no question that a Pittsburgh Penguin would win the scoring title in 95-96. The only question was, would it be Lemieux, Czech accelerator Jaromír Jágr, or hardworking Ron Francis? The question was settled late in the year. Mario's scoring pace escalated as he finished the season with 161 points, 12 more than Jágr, his closest competitor. And that's the thing. Jaromír Jágr, granted, at the time he came in 1990, he'd already been playing professional hockey for 4 or 5 seasons. 52 years old. Man's still playing hockey. He says it's his last season. I highly doubt that. We love you, Jaromír. There's real old school. Real old school. Yoink! Not only did Mario Lemieux win another scoring title in 1996, but he led the league in goals in goals scored and tied for the league lead in assists. The only other player to achieve that feat in recent times, Wayne Gretzky. In fact, Gretzky and Lemieux had a 12-year-long competition to see who can outscore the other. Lemieux won big in 95-96. And that's true. You look at the records. There was just that 12-year stretch when it was Gretzky, Lemieux, when the only two names you ever saw on those lists were Gretzky and Lemieux. If that isn't the ultimate point of hockey, just the two greatest, and arguably, I mean, you can argue which is greater. Most people, you kind of have to defer to Wayne Gretzky simply because his career was longer. But either way, between Gretzky and Lemieux, you have two of the greatest players to not only ever play up to that point, but I dare say to ever play for a long time coming. And that's why I will never, ever, ever use the term, GOAT, greatest of all time, because what if somebody comes along that's better? Nobody ever thought that Gretzky's record would be in danger of getting broken, and Oven Chicken is on the verge of breaking it. So you can never label anybody as the greatest of all time, because there's always going to be somebody that's going to come along. And our final card, and I think this was, nope, it wasn't the box, the lid topper, but God, these are amazing. And they feel nice, too. They've got, like, kind of a little divot. They're a little sunken in the back. We got the turned metal. Beautiful photography. Mario Lemieux found plenty to be happy about with the 95-96 season. The Penguins won the Northeast Division title and were 1 point away from having the best record in the East. Lemieux only missed 12 games all year and was skating just as strong at season's end as he was at the start. All he needed to make it perfect was a Stanley Cup. Unfortunately, in 95-96, that did not happen. 90, yes. Or 91, yes. 92, yes. Then there was that gap, and then we had the, 09, because it was the same year the Steelers won the Super Bowl, which was the second time in Pittsburgh history, and I can't think of too many other times. I'd have to look. But it was the second time in Pittsburgh history where two teams from the same city, won the world championship in their respective sports in the same year. First year was 1979 when the Pirates won the World Series. I know, what's that? But don't forget, I wasn't alive then, so don't worry. The Pirates won the World Series in 1979, and the Steelers won the Super Bowl that same year. And then in 2009, it happened again. The Steelers won the Super Bowl, and the Penguins won the Stanley Cup. This was an awesome mail day, and I still have these two things from Daryl that we will be going through at another date because, and look at that, 99 total cards. We're going to have all kinds of baseball fun, a new set to go through. Julie, this was amazing. And you were right. This is an absolutely unique tin because, like I say, I've only seen baseball. I have never, ever, ever. And I, and when the time this came out in, I'm going to assume 95, 96, I was in Pittsburgh. I never recall seeing these. I honestly do not. This was awesome. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Link to Julie, link to Daryl down below. I cannot wait to get in. I'm actually probably going to start reading this today. I have another book that I'm currently reading, but I might put that on the back burner because I think this one will kind of be a nice, quick one, and then we can, I'll see if I can try to turn it into, some sort of review. So that is going to do it for Monday Talks, Monday Mailbag, whatever you would like to call it. Again, thank you to Julie, thank you to Daryl. You guys are awesome, and it was a fantastic Spinach Day hunt. And don't forget, set your calendars now. March the 1st, 2026 will be the new Allen and Ginter Spinach Hunt. Once Allen and Ginter starts releasing any information, the Lord of the Spinach will delve into the checklist and we will figure out just what we will be hunting for. But until then, and until next time, thank you so much. Let me know what you thought down below. We will see you tomorrow.